Hi, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your Venus retrograde reading for you. Now, before we begin this reading, I have an exciting announcement. I am open to private readings, so if you're interested in a private reading, a meditation, an animal healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com, and you can book a private reading, a meditation, or an animal healing with me. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box below. Also, my website is listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Here we have two. We have the Eight of Swords and we have the Lady. So the Lady is the Empress energy. We can really be stuck too much in our own heads around our own creative energy, around our ability to quote unquote give birth to what we desire in life. So just be aware of this. This could be literally giving birth, or this could be metaphorically creating what we want in our lives. During this Venus retrograde, where we can be looking at love as being very suffocating, very overwhelming, a sense of almost being overpowered by it. So just be aware of this. The Eight of Swords is being way too much in our own heads, but there's also a fear of giving ourselves over to what we love. Like it can become all consuming, and there's a fear to that. So just be aware of it. It's not anything bad. It's just a sense like I don't want to be consumed by this Venus retrograde, by 40 days of, of this intensity. So just be aware of this. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And here we have confidence, embracing our confidence in ourselves, embracing confidence in our lives. That's what Spirit wants us to do, to walk with our head held high. There's a little bit of like the stooped to us, like a sense of our shoulders slouched because we're trying to hide away. And there's a sense here of like, put your shoulders back. If you can, if you can't physically, that's okay. This is talking spiritually. Hold your head up high spiritually. Be confident within yourself, with who you are and your path forward. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. Angels and spirit guides. Okay, so there's a soulmate connection coming here, Capricorn, for you, and you're just not going to be seeing it yet. And that's okay. That's where, like, it's the fear of the lady, the sacred feminine energy that we are having a bit of trouble with. So we have here the King of Wands. We have it in the upright position where we're fine with that energy, the sacred masculine energy. But the Queen of Wands, we have that reversed. It's just like it can be overwhelming to us. So just be aware of this. Now, before we dive into this tarot reading more, let's talk about this time astrologically speaking. We have Venus retrograde happening on the 22nd of July to the 3rd of September. And this has us, really reconnecting with what's in our hearts, asking ourselves, are we honoring our relationships and are we being honored in our relationships? This is a 40-day period of reflection. It is an intense time, but it's not a negative time. It is a time when the heart wants to make itself known, and everything that is almost repugnant to the heart gets pushed away or comes to the surface. It's like, I don't want this anymore. Venus retrograde can bring back old flames to heal past wounds, to reconnect, but also to let us move forward. This is going to be a time like old flames. What Spirit is showing me is not just people who we were romantically involved with, but people who inspired us, people who moved us forward, people who we really connected with. Those people can come back into our lives during this time. We can also be very drawn to reconnecting with people, writing out a letter, connecting on social media to people from our past. So just know that that energy is here. And don't be surprised if you get a letter or a message from somebody from your past, because it's just like that reconnecting time is going to be so powerful. It's time to reconnect with what's in our hearts and to get back into touch with what our lives are passionate about, what we're passionate about in our lives. Now, this Venus retrograde is in Leo, and it's in Leo for the first time in 8 years. So we're revisiting this energy after almost a decade. So, 8 years ago, what were our relationships like? What was going on? Emotionally, heart-wise, we're going to see a replication of that. It doesn't have to be the same. It might have been a very tumultuous period 8 years ago, but it might have been a very transformative period. So we can have our relationships, our connections transforming as well. This is also going to affect our spending habits. This Venus retrograde in Leo. We want to feel seen and we want to feel validated. I'm seeing this as a time where a lot of us are going for really high ticket items, high priced items, designer items, just to be seen, just to be validated, just to have people be like, oh, wow, you have that. That's so cool. And it's not going to have the same meaning for us. That validation doesn't last. We're going to need like a next and a next and a next to keep that kind of high going. So just be aware of this during this time, Capricorn. It can also affect and alter our relationships with beauty and fashion and art in general. Again, we want to be seen, we want to be validated. So we're going to want to kind of conform, even if that conformity isn't us. Now, during the Venus retrograde, scandal and love affairs can start coming to the surface. So just be aware of that. It can be an interesting time for gossip, but also just be aware of it. We have the King and the Queen of Wands coming forward. Whenever I have the King and the Queen of the same suit coming forward, especially in the same deck, soulmate connection, true love connection, are you seeing it right away? No, you're not. So even if you're in a relationship, it can be that you're going through a bit of a rough patch. You guys don't seem to be talking the same language, or you're talking the same language, but it's just frustrating. It's like, oh my gosh, why aren't you understanding me? So be aware of this. If you're not in a relationship, this is a time where we can literally be meeting our soulmate, and yet we don't see it. We don't realize it. So just be aware of this. Also, just in every avenue of our lives, the passion in our relationship, in all our relationships, is going to be heightened, intensified. We can be kind of afraid of more that we have to take on, not more that we have to kind of be the leader of, take on in an emotional sense. It can almost feel like it's too much. It's like, oh my gosh, am I going to be overburdened? Am I going to be, overwhelmed? Yeah, there we go. Overwhelmed by this passion, by this intensity. So be aware that energy comes forward. The sacral chakra, there's a blockage in our sacral chakra during this Venus retrograde that we're going to become aware of. It's our passion, it's our creativity, it's our fertility in a sense. And it doesn't mean, okay, so what spirit means with our fertility, it's like it's our fertile imagination. It's a sense of our life energy, our vitality. That's a better word for it, coming forward. And there's a real sense of a disconnect with that. And we're reawakening it. We're finding a passion within us that is brilliant and powerful and just exquisite, moving us forward. We're also transforming, and we're very ready for that transformation to very much be on the earthly plane. It's on the spiritual plane, embracing a new dawn, a new day, a new connection that can be almost overwhelming to us. So just be aware of this. Tapping on our tailbone, I know I've said this before, but just like open fist, just like this, tapping on our tailbone, tapping on our kidneys for 2 minutes, releasing negativity, releasing blockages is going to be so powerful for us and so beautiful for us. The King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We're cutting through doubts, fears, and negativities. We're having a real kind of love affair with the truth right now. It's not so much the truth as knowledge and insight and ideas. We can find that we're really attracted to people's minds during this time. Like we want to know what they think and hear what they have to say. And the way that they talk, we can find that to be just very, very powerful for us. So just be aware of this. There's also connection with our throat chakra, the way we talk, the way that we're connecting with words. We tend to overthink it. So just be aware of this. But if we kind of let a free flow of ideas move us forward, that's going to be a very beautiful thing for us. And it's going to also pull people in to our world. So just be aware of this. Meditate around your voice. Okay. Meditations are going to be so important to you, but meditating around your voice, like with a sound. And if you meditate like love, you kind of draw it out, can be just absolutely beautiful for you. Let that vibration move you forward. The sound vibrating, like that's going to be very important. The vibration of the words echoing through your body, resonating within your body is going to be very, very, very beautiful. There's also a real sense of cutting through a lot of doubts, a lot of fears, a lot of negativity around what you want. And there's a real sense of, I know what I desire. I know how I'm moving forward. With the Queen of Pentacles reverse, this is us. Again, all the all the feminine energy here is reversed or to be mindful of. So just being aware of this, that we're having a bit of difficulty, even if we identify as female and we identify with feminine energy, we are more comfortable right now in the masculine energy, and that's okay. It's okay to be more comfortable right now in the here, in the now, in the getting things done, going after what we want, and looking at what we desire. With the feminine energy, it's the nurturing, it's the taking care of, and we can feel like I don't want to take care of anything else. So be aware of that, Capricorn. That can be just where we are, and again, that's okay. With the Queen of Pentacles, there is a sense of nurturing our prosperity, nurturing our way forward. What do we want to create? What do we want to cultivate? How are we going after what we desire within our lives? We can feel a little bit off. We can feel like we're not doing a very good job at this, nurturing what we want, building what we want. We are. Don't be so hard on yourself. Okay? Stepping back and saying, how am I presenting my success to myself and to the world? Taking care in your appearance. I know it sounds vain. It's not vain. It's so important to you. It's so important. Like, use the pretty soap, use the pretty perfume. I'm just seeing, like, let it be a sensory experience for you to get ready either at night or during the day, for you to get ready. And whenever you do your kind of like skincare, taking care of yourself routine, let yourself really just be comforted by it. Let yourself embrace it, because there's a sense here of like of not of not embracing taking care of you, and that can be a very sensual time, a very expressive time for you. And so let yourself embrace that energy. A lot of knowledge is going to be coming through your dreams, so be aware of that as well. With the 10 of Cups reverse, we have a tendency during this time to look at others, to look at what makes other people happy, what makes other people feel fulfilled, or what we're told we should want and what we should have, and say, oh, okay, that's what it should be. And we can be envious if we don't have that. We can sit there and say, but that's supposed to make you happy, why isn't it making me happy? So with the 10 of Cups reversed, just be very mindful that we can be a little bit jealous during this time. We can be looking at everybody else and trying to fit in, but it just doesn't fit. The 10 of Cups upright is find your happiness, find your joy, embrace it. Embrace what you love. It doesn't matter what everybody else loves. You're not living for them. You're living for you, Capricorn. And you can almost feel like what you really love is being kept out of reach. And Spirit's like, no, stop. Stop. Embrace You embrace what you desire, what you love, what you want, and open up that door for your heart. Say, this is what I love. And say it. Say what you love. Like, let yourself voice it. Let yourself express it. Let yourself dance it, sing it. Say, this is what I love, and let it move you forward. Our subconscious spirit message or energy to be mindful of is the King of Pentacles. It's ourselves reversed. We will have a tendency during this time to get in our own way, overthink, overanalyze, say, oh my gosh, that's not practical. Oh my gosh, that's not, what it should be or how it should be. And we want to be so terribly structured or logical within things that we're missing a soulmate connection. Again, that's coming around. Yes, these are from different decks. So again, it's pushed away. There's a little bit of separation, but there's a soulmate connection coming to us, or rekindling the soulmate connection that we already have. But there's a sense of like it's being pushed away. It's not seen as practical enough. It doesn't have to be practical. It can just simply be beautiful. And Capricorn, for things just to be beautiful is a powerful thing. It's a very powerful thing for you. Our subconscious spirit message is peace reversed. We don't find this time necessarily peaceful, and that's okay. But letting peace become a part of us, asking, what is peace? What do I desire? What do I want? What do I need? That's such a powerful thing. Saying, what is peace? What is peace? What is peace? Or just chanting peace, 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 and seeing where it takes us, seeing what it brings, because we're out of harmony with ourselves right now. And to be back into harmony with ourselves is to embrace loving ourselves, is to embrace our prosperity and our success and what we desire. Our subconscious tarot message is the Eight of Swords. That's what Spirit is telling us to be mindful of. Be mindful of overthinking, overanalyzing. Be mindful of being too much in your own head. And we're going to have a tendency of this during this time to just be caught up in our own head, in our own thoughts, and it's like an echo chamber. It's just bouncing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Be mindful about this. Be mindful of how overwhelming it can be. It's time to get out of our head. It's time to embrace life. It's time to stop caring what other people think or if you're doing it just right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're doing it just right. You're doing it just right now. Let yourself move forward. Or even if you're doing it knowing you're making a mistake, let yourself move forward in that energy, in that space. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.